All right, Pisces. Well, for starters, as we come into June from May, you have the Ace of Swords energy. Okay? This is a very interesting card because it means new beginnings. It also means triumph and great force. And it means extreme love and extreme hatred. Okay, so something is going on in your love lives, Pisces, that as we enter June, you are having this internal battle almost that is feeling awkward because it feels very triumphant and you're very excited about it. It's new and it's fresh, but there's a love-hate relationship there with it. And it's almost as if you or they are trying to force something. Okay? And you cannot force love. It has to develop. And so when you try to force something or when they are trying to force something, it causes frustration. But this is actually a very positive card because it does mean effort. It does mean new beginnings. It does mean triumph. Okay? Now, that's an interesting card as we come into June because your primary card is the Ten of Pentacles. And this is a card of success, material success. Okay, so regarding your love life, you're in a place in your life where you are focusing on preparedness. Okay, there's a lot of you're financially prepared, materialistically you're prepared, emotionally you're prepared. There's also if you look, there's an elderly person here. There's children playing in the background. You're out in the city. You're out and about. There's animals here, and in the tarot, I don't think you have any others besides the horse. In the tarot, when there are animals present in a card, it means that the people involved are very loving and warm and generous. Because just as in real life, when an animal can sense that somebody is a very good person or a situation is safe, they interject themselves. They're there. Okay? And so in the tarot, when there are animals present, it means that the people around them, or that are in the card, are very good people. Loving, caring, kind, full of good intentions. All right? And the animals can sense that. Okay? So there's a sense of community here, and a sense of being out and about, going out in the city, spending time with friends, spending time with family, spending time with loved ones. Okay? Now that's your primary position. So the advice would be to go out and be out and meet people. If you're in a new relationship, spend time together out in public. If you're in a committed bond, and every relationship has ebb and flow, and sometimes one person needs to give more to the relationship, and then other times the other person needs to give more to the relationship, and other times there's just a sense of warmth and balance. And so as advice to you in your love life, even if you're in a committed bond with somebody, the advice is to take this fresh new energy and maybe stop trying to force things so much and actually just go spend time and be out in public and be out and about and go do things with friends and go do things with family and spend time. Okay, do community-oriented things together. All right, and through that, in your challenge and in your benefit position, we have the Lover's card. And so through that exchange, through those activities, your love and your bond will deepen. It could also mean that if you are single, through the activities that you're going to be doing or being out and about in the community, through the activities you could be meeting somebody that's very special to you, that will be very special to you. All right? There's a divine energy to the Lover's card. It's a spiritual connection. Okay, sometimes it feels karmic. Now, karmic relationships aren't always. Sometimes karmic relationships have the connotation of being end-all, be-all, and we think that they are the person we're supposed to be together for the rest of our lives, and that's not the case at all. It can be, but sometimes in karmic relationships, that person or those people come into your life to teach you a lesson about yourself, about them, and about life. And so there could be this sense of karmic connection with this person. It doesn't mean they're staying. It doesn't mean they're going. It just means that there is a very divine spiritual connection between you two that draws you very closely together, and that it builds the bond and it builds the love. But just know that it doesn't necessarily mean that they're here to stay. All right? And the only reason why I'm saying that is because what's grounding your position reading for June, Pisces, is the Ten of Swords. And then we also have the Nine of Swords here in how they are viewing the situation, right? So something's happening in June for you, Pisces, that is going to take an emotional toll on you and cause you to retreat, right? Now, in tarot, there are day cards and there are night cards. And night cards, like the Ten of Swords, like the Nine of Swords, and like the Two of Swords. In tarot, with the night cards represent our internal emotions and our internal feelings. Okay, our deep hopes, our deep fears, and our deep thoughts that we don't share to the external world. Sometimes they are feelings that we get that we don't even know how to label or express because they are just felt deeply, right? Now, with this card, most people say that this is a horrific card to get. It means despair. It means defeat. Okay? Yes, it does. But it doesn't necessarily mean that you are defeated or that you do feel. It doesn't mean that your life is coming to an end or you're not going to be moving forward in your life at all because of how you're feeling. This is a very important thing to listen to, Pisces. When night cards are combined with swords, it's very important to realize that the swords in the tarot represent air signs. Okay? Aries, Libra, or Aquarius, Libra, Gemini. Air signs are ruled by their thoughts and their ideas. They're very intellectual. They are not ruled by their emotions like you are, Pisces. They are ruled by their thoughts. They don't let their emotions run their life. They let their thoughts run their life. The whole reason why I'm saying that is these swords are stabbing him in the back. This means these are his thoughts. This is what this person is thinking about the relationship, about how he's feeling, okay? And this is a night card. And so this situation, this scenario, same with the Nine of Swords, is not reality. This is our thoughts. These are our thoughts. These are only our thoughts and emotions. We may feel defeated. We may feel like we're staying up all night crying, not eating, right, becoming emaciated. We may feel like that, but it doesn't mean it's reality. Our thoughts and our emotions can definitely cause this reality if we let it, but we don't have to let it. It's very important to recognize this difference, because sometimes when you go through a breakup or sometimes when you have a fight with somebody, you feel this way, but you can manage how you feel and how long you feel this way. You can still go to bed on time, you can still eat healthy, and you can still get daily exercise. You don't have to let this impact your life to the way that some people do. Okay? Now, another key point here is his head is turned and he's looking over the water, which he's looking over his emotions. Water represents our emotions in tarot. He's looking over the water, and on the other side on the horizon is the sunrise. So, he's looking in that direction. So don't let whatever this is grounding your June, Pisces, don't let it impact you. You can if you want, but don't, okay? You might feel this way for a day or two, or your thoughts may take you to negative places sometimes, but that's fine. Everybody goes through that. You just have to realize that the sun comes up on the horizon once you drudge through these emotions, and then everything's fine again, okay? So, and I'm saying that because Pisces tend to be very emotional and very quick to the draw with their judgments because they're basing them on how that something's making them feel, and it's not always accurate. Okay, so this is grounding your June. Now, what's crowning your June, Pisces, is this Four of Swords, again with the thoughts. Okay, so if you're a water sign, if you're a Pisces you may have a rising sign or a moon sign in Aquarius, Libra, or Gemini. So you may have a lot of air in your chart. And if you do, that is also why these thoughts are so prominent for you. Okay, why this force is so prominent for you. Why this retreat is so prominent for you. Because when you're a water sign and you have air signs in your chart, you are very emotional and very sensitive, but then instead of dealing with it or instead of talking through something, you will just retreat and that's it. You don't know how to communicate your way through things, you'll just retreat and go away, which is fine. That's just how air energies deal with emotions. They will just retreat. Okay? And because you're a water sign, you will be very emotional and will tend to take a negative connotation to those emotions, and then when you retreat, your thoughts will spin. Okay? This is what you're doing. It's crowning your position. Now, this is a very good card. This is a card of retreat. This is a card of being reverent within yourself, staying low, staying quiet, sorting out your thoughts. All right? In a place of reverence. All right? So you're staying calm. So even though you may be feeling like this at times, you're actually putting forth great effort to stay calm, stay practical, stay grounded. And if you are starting to feel this way, sometimes you just might need a very good night's sleep or a long run or something like that. Okay, that's going to keep you thinking a little bit more realistically about the situation. Now, in your near future, you have a decision to make. Okay, she's not ready to make this decision yet. This is a Knight card again, so these are her internal emotions. It's a very emotional decision because she's sitting in front of a large body of water. So this is a very emotional decision. It's a very hard decision, but she's trying to weigh the options in her mind. Okay. She's not ready to make this decision yet, though. Either way, she's not ready to make this decision. So in terms of love, Pisces, you may very well have some sort of karmic connection or some deep connection with somebody, and you're feeling highs and lows of a relationship, and you or them are trying to force something, and it just probably isn't just working. And it doesn't mean that it won't work in the future at all. It doesn't ever mean that at all. But what it means is that you are tired, okay? And sometimes you just need to spend time doing light activities, okay? Keep it light. Don't get into this mind spin. Okay, they're getting here too. Don't get into this mind spin. Don't make it so serious all the time. You can lighten it up and go have fun, and all this stuff just will go away. But knowing you, Pisces, you won't do that. You'll stay here. Okay, you may go out and have fun, but not with that person that you're trying to make a decision about. Okay, so she's not ready to make this decision yet. Okay. Now, how you're viewing the situation is the Three of Wands. This is a fiery energy. This is a card of somebody that has taken a lot of action, made a lot of great effort towards something. So you feel, because this is how you feel about the situation, you feel that you have put a lot of effort into something, and you've actually put into the relationship everything that you can. And now you're kind of waiting for your ships to come in. Okay, you're waiting. And even if this isn't a relationship, even if you're dating, okay, you feel that you've put everything you can out onto the table in your love life, and what will be, will be. You're just going to kind of wait, stand back. You have a vantage point. You're watching, okay, and waiting to see what happens. This is a card of enterprise. This is a card of business also. So, and mercantilism. So even if this is work, you may be turning your energy towards work because you're not ready to make a decision yet. You may be turning your energy towards work and putting your energy there. Okay? This is a card of delay and waiting and watching. Okay? But you're not putting any more effort into something. It just is what it is. You've done everything you can do. What will be, will be. How they are viewing the situation, again, we talk about this. I'm not going to spend much time here, but they are viewing the situation. And they are also having a lot of thoughts about it. Okay? They are also feeling very upset. So basically, you're both feeling the same. Okay? Now, how long you choose to stay here, it's up to you. It's up to them. Your hopes and fears, the Knight of Wands. Knight cards bring action with messages. Okay? They take action. They are ready to fight the good fight. They're always full of good intentions. They bring propositions. They bring communication. And the Knight of Wands is an interesting card to have in your hopes and fears position, because the Knight of Wands can have a sense of arrogance to them. Okay? It's a fire energy. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. They can have a sense of arrogance to them. But what's interesting about Wands or fire energies, is they're the eternal optimists. Out of all the signs, they are the most optimistic. Okay? They always feel, no matter what the situation is, no matter how bad it gets, they always are carrying wands. Same here. They are always carrying wands, and the wands are always sprouting leaves or flowers or roses or rays of light. That is representative of their overall attitude about something. They always feel that there can be growth and development. Okay? In their heart of hearts. Okay? Even though they may be rash, even though they may appear a little bit egotistical at times or arrogant at times, they always have the best intentions, and it's because they always feel that something can develop, something can grow, and something can be fixed. So this Knight of Wands is a fire energy, and he or she is looking back at the relationship, maybe wanting to give it one last go. Okay? They're charging in. They're going to do what they're going to do. They're going to say what they're going to say and hope it fixes stuff, or at least this is what you're hoping. Okay? You also may be fearing that they will try this again. All right? It's actually really funny. But they are looking backwards towards the relationship. Okay? Let me see if there's anything else I want to say about the Knight of Wands. This card also means a change of residence and departure. Okay? So, swift changes. All right? They may be actually exiting the relationship. That could be a hope and a fear of yours, which is interesting. And they may be actually moving, or you may be moving out. If you two live together, they may be moving out. But it's all based off of this decision. So you're not ready to make this decision yet, Pisces, because you're just not sure, because the love is there, okay? And you're just kind of retreating instead of actually going out and being social and doing things together, which is actually what you should be doing, because this is stating that the love with the Lover's card on top of this card, it means that that's what's needed. But you're retreating in your way and letting these feelings grow, okay, instead of this feelings grow, which is fine. You can do whatever you want to do. This is, what your June is looking like. So, change of residence. So if you're in a committed bond, this decision may be that one person will actually be exiting the relationship, or one person may be exiting the household, right? And then in terms of your outcome for June, Pisces, you have the Seven of Cups, and this is a card there's a couple meanings to this card. Okay, this card can actually mean choices, good choices, bad choices. All these choices are emotional for you, all right? You have choices to make, and yes, you do. You also may be looking up into the heavens and seeking some sort of sign or some guidance or some sort of signal. And maybe you're waiting for that from the other person, but the other meaning to this card is that you are waiting. There's options, but you're waiting for the best one to step forward. Okay? If you're dating multiple people, you may be waiting for some sign or signal from one of them to give you some sort of reassurance that they are the right choice. Okay? In terms of one relationship that you have, or an established bond that you have, or a marriage, there's choices to be made with respect to what to do, because you're both feeling not so hot right now. Okay? Retreating is not the answer. It's what you're doing, though. It's healthy to get your mind clear, and you definitely cannot force something. But this is an interesting reading for you, Pisces, because all of these cards indicate loss and flight and despair and choices. The only real positive cards are, I don't want to say the only real positive cards, but the answer is really lying here in the center of the reading. Your primary positions and your benefit positions are to go out and be social together. That's where the love will find itself, or that's where you'll get back to that comfort level. But if you're staying retreated, there's going to be a decision. One person's probably going to be leaving. You're not really wanting to take action. And that's it. There's choices to be made by the end of the month. All right, let's look at your oracle cards. The Singer of Courage. This card says bravery, sublimation of fear, and moral strength. Most people have decided by the age of 3 or 4 what they must do in order to survive. From this decision, this belief about how the world is, most of our fears and self-limitations grow. Here we have the courage to discover and break through these limiting beliefs, awaken to greater possibilities, and go for our objectives. We need to transcend our fears and accept the gift of courage. So as you move through June, Pisces, be courageous in your love life. If you're out meeting new people, be courageous, be fearless. If you have options, don't wait. I guess that message here is not to wait for things to come to you and not to wait for situations to change. You too have the power to make adjustments and make change and make things happen in your love life. And if you have options, don't wait for them to come to you. Okay? Go after what you want and go and get it. All right? Maybe you're hoping that you're a little bit more like this. Completely fearless. The Knight of Wands, this fire energies are fearless. All right? They will just say what they say. They will do what they do. And they don't really take any, they may regret it later on, but they don't really, they do know what they want. And they will go for it without a second thought. Okay? They just go for it. And maybe in your hopes, this is also in your hopes, Pisces, maybe it's part of your hopes that you could be more like that instead of waiting and analyzing so much. Okay? If you need to make a decision, make it. If you are trying to make a decision between numerous choices, make it. Be fearless in your decision making.